Hello, everyone. It's All Hallows Eve in the Northern Hemisphere, of course, marking the honouring of Samhain, which is, of course, where Halloween originated from the pagan tradition, you could say, or festival, honouring those who have crossed over, our ancestors, and when the veil is the thinnest, where people used to put out offerings for to appease the spirits and things like that, which of course all turned into the big circus of Halloween that it is now, and the great novelties that come with it. And I was trying to think of a little spooky story to tell, but it's not really spooky. This is a true story, and I wanted to share it with you quickly before a caller comes through. Let's see if we get one today. This was going back about a few years ago now, probably about 7 years ago. My children were only very young, and I hadn't done a whole lot of work on mediumship at the time. I mean, I had encounters with those crossed over briefly, but never really understood it or how to sort of tap into it. But anyway, I was living in a house, and this was only for about a year, and this was while I was renovating. And in the front room, my little girl always used to come and say that there was a woman in there who, the woman didn't like to breathe smoke, and the woman apparently had a fire or saw a fire. And that's all she sort of used to say. And I never really shut it down. I just sort of listened to her and said, okay, and because she never showed any fear. Anyway, lo and behold, it was close to the date that I was moving out. I found out from one of the neighbours that a woman had actually passed in that house where we were living and had died in a house fire. And now I don't believe that spirits are trapped or anything like that, or they hang around haunting houses, but I do believe they sort of make an appearance now and then, and they are naturally drawn to children because children are so intuitive and open to that, and they still have that kind of where the veil's quite thin and they can see things, and often we put it down to an imaginary friend or something like that. But I found that quite a beautiful, reassuring, validating, lovely thing that my daughter had been able to see her, and I truly believe that was the spirit that she was seeing. And as I said, she wasn't frightened once by this at all. And I think it was purely a lot because of the way that, I reacted to that. I didn't sort of say it was anything to be frightened of or shut it down or anything, as we conditioned to do in sometimes in our Western culture. I have got Alexandra from Salt Lake City, Utah on the phone. How are you, Alexandra?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Happy All Hallows Eve to over there. Do you celebrate Halloween?
I can't wait. It's my favorite holiday.
Oh, awesome. So what can I do for this evening for you?
I think for me, I would just like, a general reading, just whatever the universe wants to send a message to me about.
Yeah, no worries at all. I'm reading with my Sacred Circle deck this evening, which is a beautiful deck. It's based from pagan origin, and it's very magical. It's some of the cards have slightly different meanings to the traditional tarot, but that's okay because that makes them unique and they really speak to me. I really love this deck, so I'm just shuffling and we'll see what comes through for you. Let's see.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Oh, my bracelet just got caught on my top there. All right, Alexandra, we've got the King of Cups, we've got the Lord, and we've got the Ace of Cups. Okay, there's masculine energy around you, my dear. The Lord representing, in this deck, he's a bit of a replica of the Emperor from the traditional deck. Now, the Lord represents everything of the masculine divinity about the spirit, and with the females, the divine feminine and the Emperor. So this is the Lord, and this is all about embracing power and making decisions wisely and knowing your power in a situation. But it's also a very fatherly kind of energy that comes with, a male that, has strong morals and you might look up to or follow. I guess you find even inspiration with him. Often people find him inspiring. And next to the King of Cups, this tells me there's a lot going on with a male in your life at the moment. Now, the King of Cups, Alexandra, he's often 40s onwards. He's quite poetic and soulful and reflective, and a bit of a dreamer, but he's also quite in touch with his emotions. So this to me would signify that there's a significant male in your life, or he could even be crossed over. Actually, we'll see. I'll see. I'm not really picking up the energy though, but I'm feeling he's alive, this person. Um, and he kind of has the persona and energy of a counselor. You could say he's quite in touch with his emotions, but he kind of sucks at putting his own advice into place sometimes because he's a little bit like do as I say, not as I do, because he can be a bit broody and things. But look, with this, there's a renewal somewhere here, Alexandra. This is the Ace of Cups, okay? The Ace of Cups represents new love, or, emotions overflowing with contentment. And I mean, literally in the original deck, it shows the cup overflowing with emotions, but in here, it's got the rainbow in the background signifying enlightenment and positivity. So I'm not sure on your love life situation at the moment, but I'm picking up, look, here's the Three of Wands. This is divine timing. There is definitely something going on with a male, whether you've just met him or if there's a renewal there or something like that. And with the Three of Wands there, it's your time. It's now your time. It's almost like you've been waiting for this moment. And oh, look here, we've got the underworld. Now this is interesting. The underworld, like in the traditional deck, this represents the devil, which can mean facing the shadow self, sort of. Okay, that sort of energy there. So this kind of energy, it always comes out to test us, okay, Alexandra. And I feel what's going on here is that perhaps you are someone who in the past has been through a bit of a rough journey in relationships, and been either hurt or disappointed, or lost a bit of faith even there. But often what can happen is we carry behaviors from that can be, limit our self-beliefs and be self-sabotaging and things like that. But the other thing that this does was it kind of encourages you to go within and really look at that shadow self of what behaviors and patterns we've carried, and how that's impacting on others. Now, with the energy of the King of Cups here, I'm picking up that that this could either be a person, okay, that works in this sort of area, or helping people through all this sort of stuff, or he's someone that's either experiencing these things that you're supporting him through, okay, or he could be bringing that out in you. All right. So that's the gist of the energy I've got for you. What I do see here feel free to interrupt anytime, by the way, because I'm just sort of giving a spiel on the energy I'm getting. I'm seeing huge success all round. Okay. I see someone, from the past, possibly possibly had drug and alcohol addiction issues or something like that, to do with that self-sabotage behavior, has either overcome that, or you've healed from that, able to find this renewal and happiness with the Ace of Cups energy, with this King of Cups, okay? And there's success there, there's recognition, there's victory. That's what the Six of Wands is all about. And being paired with the devil or the underworld in this deck would show the overcoming and success. So, in a nutshell, it would be saying that you've healed from negative things that have happened to you in relationships and integrated that into something positive, so that you can, apply that to your next love. Or if it's the same person, even it's like a renewal, that Ace of Cups sort of energy there. Now, do you want to ask me anything at this point, or would you like me to keep going?
I did like the part you were talking about shadow work, and
Yeah.
the past effects on my old relationships, and I want to that like I definitely feel like I'm hoping that I'm working on my shadow work. I want to know if I'm doing that correctly. I do have somebody in my
I
life,
believe
but it's
so.
like
Yes. Yes, I definitely
I
would
can't
say that.
quite let it go, but I know
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just in this confusion state. Don't know what I want to do.
All right. Well, look, you're definitely on the right path there in doing your in doing the shadow work stuff, integrating negative stuff from past relationships, like you were just saying, to turn that into a
Mhm.
strength. Okay. I'm going to ask where to from here for you to answer your question specifically, because we'll probably have to wind up in a second. All
Mhm.
right. So let's see where to from here for Alexandra. But I do definitely see a renewal. I see good positive outcomes there with love and relationships, with the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups. For you in particular, you've got the Two of Discs representing the fluctuation of the up and down. You're fairly practical, pragmatic, and good at multitasking. There's no doubt about that. There is the Three of Cups here. I see resolution and the Ten of Cups. Look, this is beautiful, Alexandra. You cannot get a more positive reading in a love reading
I
than
was
the
going
Ten
to
of
say lots of
Cups.
cups.
And cups rule are all about relationships, okay? And this is beautiful, all right? So whatever you are doing at the moment, even though it might feel up and down and you're not sure, just remember, with the energy of the underworld, the devil there, that is very much about doing shadow work and working on healing your past traumas, okay, that have occurred in relationships, so that you can apply that as a strength in your current one. Now, and the Three of Cups, look, this really does signify. I am picking up there's two loves. There's two life loves here for you, and whether it's the love from the one from the past that's now going to be applied to the new relationship, those lessons that you've learned, okay. The other thing is, though, is that the key wording on this is resolution. So I'm feeling that one from your past was like a twin flame kind of energy, a soul lesson for you to learn. And I feel that's over that now, though. I feel that you are going to take what you learned from that relationship, and it's going to be beautiful in the next one, okay, with the King of Cups. That's what I get. Two of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Ten of Cups. I mean, if you even want to Google those meanings, that'll give you an idea of the sort of energy we're talking about here. Um, but whew, King of Wands. I've got to get going. I'm sorry in a second, but King of Wands, there's some fire here. There's some passion here. And look, with the two kings coming out, that kind of affirms to me is you're at a point now, again, integrating the negative experiences from past in and applying it to strengths in your next relationship, because these are two very different characters, two very, very different loves. Okay. One was that kind of, hard, fast, lusty, all-consuming passion that probably destroyed you on one hand, yet it's made you so much stronger and enlightened, and you're going to be emotionally available now, for the next partner, who's going to really be on an emotional, intuitive level, a lot healthier. Okay. Now I do have to get going. I'm so sorry, Alexandra. I'd love to pack that with you,
No,
Alexandra.
that was perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries at all. So blessed Samhain to you, and have a wonderful weekend. For everybody else, I'll be back same time next week. Thank you.